period when he was working for Nation of Islam? No. Malcolm X, when he died in the last months of his life, a very good man, changed man, completely transformed because he adopted Orthodox Islam and he abandoned extremism. In fact, when he came back from Mecca, he said he will work with anyone, white or black. Before he became an Orthodox Muslim, he didn't have that view. So Islam had a very positive impact on his character. Like myself, right? Islam has changed me. My education, my learning within Islam has transformed me. You know, I used to have misconceptions about people, about certain communities, about certain realities in life, and they were completely, those misconceptions were completely removed by my study of Islam. So Malcolm X in his later life was a great man.
But even in his earlier life, he was misguided, and I mean,
Yes, he was.
He was misguided, but a lot of the things that he fought for was to fight for his community, right?
Yes.
And so there were certain.
And he became an extremist in the process.
Yeah, he did become.
No, he became very extreme. He became a racist.
Yeah, he was.
He was, and then he realized, hold on, I was wrong. He realized that the man he was following, the man who was actually giving him those instructions was himself an imposter. So he came to Orthodox Islam and he abandoned his racism. There are interviews of him. Go and watch them on YouTube. He's saying that I will work with anyone, black or white or anyone, against injustice. My problem is injustice, not a race. While previously it was a race. So like in Tommy Robinson's case, it is Muslims who are a problem, not the act of grooming or the act of pedophilia. If the act of pedophilia was the problem, then he would be campaigning against the elephant in the room.
He didn't say, okay, he didn't say, I've addressed that a few times. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't go
Have you seen his videos? These enemy combatants in this house. Okay. Have you seen the video? Okay. Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video when he went to the area of Muslims in Manchester after Manchester bombing? That unfortunate individual who ended up killing that terrorist who killed people in Manchester, and Tommy ended up in that neighborhood and saying all of these houses, in these houses you have potential terrorists. Okay, you still support him? You still support him? If someone did that to the Jewish people because of what the state of Israel might be doing in Gaza, bombing schools and hospitals, and someone went to Golders Green or in Stamford Hill and stood there and said all of these houses. Come on, man. Come on. Of course it's ridiculous, right?
The reason why they're bombing hospitals.
Now you're going to justify what they're doing.
It's because they're shooting rockets from there. Okay.
Kids are shooting rockets. Schools.
Yeah, kids are shooting rockets. Don't be
Kids.
ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous.
Right.
I'm not claiming that kids are shooting rockets. Come on, don't be ridiculous. They're shooting rockets from places where there's hospitals, right?
Okay.
Right. Have you ever heard that before?
I've heard it, yes.
Okay. So you think it's made up? You think it's completely not true?
I am
Do you
saying.
think it's possible it's true?
I'm saying it's possible
Okay.
that some people might be using.
So if it's true,
yeah,
do they have a right to protect themselves, or should they say no? We're not gonna protect ourselves because you're throwing rockets from a hospital or from where children live. You should be blaming Hamas for killing children. You shouldn't be blaming Israel for defending themselves and killing children.
No,
Hamas is
no,
killing
no,
children, not Israel.
no.
If you're going to be a mad person, would you defend yourself with your kids?
First of all,
It's
I
insanity.
am against
It's
war.
insanity.
I am against
It's not-
war.
it's not-
Okay,
it's not
I'm
a-
against war.
it's
But
worse than
but
war. It's-
but to be fair,
This is not the kind
to
of
be
things
fair,
that people in war do.
the
Don't put their
people
own
of
in
Gaza,
war.
the people
don't put their own
listen.
children
If
to defend themselves in war.
if
The only reason why they're
if I
doing
came
it-
to your house,
the only reason
if
why
I
they're
came to
doing
your
it-
house and blocked your house,
The only reason why
and
they're
and
doing
if
it
your
is
father was,
sympathy.
you're not listening now.
Okay, go on.
If your father was dying of heart attack, if your mother had kidney problem, if you had a headache and you wanted to go to the GP, and I blocked your house, and I blocked food, I blocked oil, I blocked coriander, I blocked flour, I blocked everything, and I told you nothing. And if you were in your house, you would be frustrated, right? Right?
Sure.
Yeah. This is how the people of Gaza feel. right?
know,
I'm not justifying. I'm against.
But the reason
I'm-
why they're being blocked is because of the terrorism in the first place. They gave back Gaza unilaterally.
Come on, man.
Right?
Listen,
They gave
listen,
back Gaza
listen.
unilaterally. Look, I mean,
No,
there's
we're going into another.
Okay, so
yeah,
let's not go into that. But,
Okay,
I mean, we
so
can do that
my
another time, but I
my
completely
point
agree with you
my
on that.
point
But
is
let's get back to,
my
let's go
point
back
is
to Tommy.
if
I think so. What I'm arguing is, yeah, he is doing the best he can in that situation. When you don't have a name of the group, let me just finish. Let me
Yeah,
just finish.
yeah.
When you don't have the name of a group that's doing something, and he has never said, he has specifically said many times, he's not against Muslims. Henry Ford, I don't believe he
yeah,
said that.
yeah.
I
No,
don't
he
believe
did. He did.
He did?
Henry Ford said it.
He said
He
that
said
it's
he
not against-
apologized in the court. He
In his book?
yeah,
In his book, did he say it?
no, he said
Okay, well,
no.
later on,
he,
after
he,
millions of
he,
Jews
Henry,
killed, maybe he said sorry after
Henry
millions of
Ford,
Jews.
Henry Ford never said he's against Jews.
Okay, but he specifically said he is not against Muslims. He said it many times, right? He said he's fighting this specific issue.
And his book was used to.
Which are grooming gangs in the Muslim community. Now the fact that there's no word, right, for this group, right, is an issue, right? And they need to be defined, maybe by the Muslim community. Maybe if the Muslim community would give them a name, right, it would be easier for people on the outside to label them. But without having that name, right, it's
How many times has he used the word Muslim grooming gangs? Countless times.
Well, he calls
Okay,
them
if
I agree with you. It's a problem. I'm not saying it's not a problem.
Epstein,
I agree with
wait,
you. What I'm saying is he's doing the
Epstein,
best he can.
Epstein
in that
happens to be a
situation.
Jewish man, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he was a notorious pedophile, supplying young girls to a number of influentials around the world. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, if we said a Jewish pedophile or Jewish ringleader, and the word Jewish was going around in the news, would you not have a problem with that?
Okay, so you asked that before and I addressed that before, so I'll do it again.
Yes.
Okay, there's a difference between an individual doing something. So for example...
No difference. Whether it's
Can
an
I finish?
established...
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had an individual Muslim doing any crime, there's no person that would say, oh, it's a Muslim person doing it. But when you have a group and multiple groups of people that are Muslim, it's a different
No,
situation.
no.
I'm not saying...
Why would you give scumbags the title of Muslims?
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. So, and I gave the example. I gave the example of you had the Irish gangs, right? You had the Italian gangs.
We've
and you
already
had the
discussed this.
and you had
We've
the
already
Jewish
discussed
gangs.
this.
I know, but you brought it up again. I didn't bring it up again.
No, but
brought
you
it up
keep
again.
repeating the
No,
same
you-
information,
you-
and you're deliberately failing to acknowledge my fair point. I'm saying we should not use racial, communal, religious titles for criminals. You know why? Because it dehumanizes the entire community.
I agree with
You, out of all people,
I agree with you.
should
What
understand
I
more.
do understand.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, he's dealing with a very difficult situation, right?
You seem to be.
But it's a fact. You don't look. Here's the thing. You've got to look at it from his point of view, right? It's people from his community.
His
that are
point
being
of view is
attacked.
false.
No, but here's the thing.
Okay, you want people to look at things from Henry Ford's point of view, Hitler's point of view? Would you want people to look at things from Hitler's point
No,
of view?
but you can't compare Hitler to Tommy Robinson.
We can't.
Hitler was a person
I agree.
that wanted to kill
I agree. But
Dude,
someone inspired.
Tommy Robinson
No,
is somebody who's
no.
saying, no,
Someone
I'm
like
nothing
Tommy.
against Muslims,
Someone.
saying that this issue
Brother,
that
sorry,
the-
brother,
that
sorry.
the Brit- that
Apologize.
the British government
Someone
was
like
doing
Tommy
anything.
Robinson.
Hitler was in charge of Germany.
Someone like Tommy Robinson
Robinson
inspired Hitler. Did you know that?
What?
Someone like Tommy Robinson inspired
That's
Hitler.
what I'm disagreeing
Henry
with.
Ford. Henry Ford inspired Hitler. So Hitler is not important here.
Tommy
It's
Robinson
Henry Ford.
specifically
And
said
this is why I'm
that
saying
he's not
people like
against
you.
Muslims. He specifically said that it's not against Muslims, so it's not the same. as
Okay,
Henry Ford.
going to a neighborhood and saying in these houses you have potential terrorists is not against Muslims. You want me to believe that? You want me to believe that? You're falling on every single point. You're falling on every
it's a-
single point.
Yeah, that's your claim. Look,
No, it's
maybe-
clear.
I don't know.
It's clear.
Look, I'm not saying that I agree with everything he's done, and maybe there was a certain area that he knew that specifically that there was a lot of terrorists in that area, or people with extreme
Nathan,
views.
man, you're
I
an
don't know.
intelligent
I
man.
don't know. Look, I'm saying.
I'm trying to invoke that humanity inside you.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you sympathise? How do you expect somebody like Tommy Robinson to react to what has happened? How would you?
Good.
How would you expect?
That's a question. Okay. Firstly,
Remember, he's not educated.
okay.
Right? From
Firstly, I would.
He's a good person. Imagine
Okay.
a good person in this
Firstly,
situation. How would you expect him to
firstly,
react?
okay, he is not only talking about grooming gang. That's a misconception. He's talking about Muslim radicalization. Okay, he has been certainly he has become an expert on radicalization and terrorism as well.
Is it not
Not
about
only
this?
no 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 no,
It
of
is an
course,
issue.
no, so it's not. You're making it a grooming gang issue. He is talking about all things Muslim. Okay, okay. So problem is Muslims, not the grooming gangs. You have to understand. Okay, just like Henry Ford, all he could see was Jews, Jews, Jews. He could not see Italians, he could not see Greeks, he could not see the Germans there, right? Because in America, all these people were there trying to make business. But Henry Ford was only focused on Jews, Jews doing Jewy things, you know.
It's conspiracy
Okay,
theories. You can't compare conspiracy
you know,
theories.
Jew.
What you can't, look,
No,
you're
no,
claiming,
no.
You're claiming they were true. Are they
I'm not.
conspiracies? that you're
When did I
believing?
claim they're true? I'm saying Henry Ford. Whoa.
Henry.
No, 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 no.
Ford claims, were
Henry.
they true or they not true?
No, no. Henry
Okay,
Ford
so
was
they were
giving.
not true. You're comparing.
No,
something
listen,
that
no,
is
no,
true.
I'm responding to you. Henry Ford gave examples. He published all these examples in his Dearborn International. There was his newspaper, and then he compiled all those articles in a book, right? He made these claims backed by his examples. Okay, now I don't know how true those examples were. I have no idea. What I'm saying is his book
then you
was
can't compare
his
it.
book was used by Hitler to kill 6 million innocent people, right? This is what it does when you focus on a community and
You're
you,
comparing
when,
a conspiracy
you know
theorist to somebody, Tom Robinson, who's
today's I'm saying today's Jews are Muslims,
It's not comparable.
and you can't see that.
No.
Today's Jews are Muslims, and you can't see that.
It's not. It's completely not comparable. You can't compare. You can't
Sorry?
compare.
Already people from his group, like Branson that year, they became more extreme far right and they're calling for the
No, he's not extreme. He's acknowledging a lot of things, and I'm sure by gradual community.
What I'm saying, people bred from this group of Tom Robinson, they split it into more extreme far right. But
you're
what they're doing, they hosting all these extremists, innit?
Sure. We're all
Unfortunately, yeah.
God's children. We're all God's children. Muslim, Jews, Christian, Buddhists. We're all God's
Yeah.
children.
And now you're saying today's Jews are Muslims.
No, no, no. I said today's Muslims, today's Jews are Muslims. There's a context. I'm saying what happened to the Jewish people in the 40s. Okay, how the Nazis dehumanized them. The media today and the politicians are doing the same thing today. They're doing the same thing today. And I'm saying Nathan, out of all people, he should be standing with Muslims, not with people like Henry Ford and Hitler.
I'm not going to religious stuff. I'm not going to talk about religious stuff.
So Nathan,
Yeah,
coming back to our point.
But my
Yeah.
point is, you can't compare somebody who's a conspiracy theorist, right, who's very powerful. who's
Tommy
very
is a
powerful-
conspiracy theorist. He's a
He is-
conspiracy theorist. He's talking about
terrorism is not a
all.
conspiracy theory.
Look,
This is fact.
just like Henry Ford could see Jews everywhere, Tommy Robinson is he can't see anyone else as Muslims.
He is talking
Muslim
about
grooming
things
gangs,
that everybody-
Muslim medicals, Muslim terrorists, Muslims are destroying a culture.
He's talking about something that I agree with, you agree with, everybody in Britain agrees with. These
No.
are not things that are people argue with.
No,
Everybody
no.
agrees with that,
I'm
and you're
I'm so
comparing that
glad that the decent British people don't agree with him.
No,
People
I don't-
in general don't agree with him because if they did,
They don't agree
we
with
Muslims
him.
wouldn't exist.
They don't agree with him,
Yeah,
but they agree
the
that
British
these
people
issues-
have rejected him.
They reject him, but they agree that those issues
Only,
that he's bringing up
for some
are
reason,
facts.
only his Zionist funders agree with him.
But you're comparing that to Henry Ford, who's a conspiracy theorist, right? That's not comparable. That's not comparable. So my point is, yeah, that he is doing the best he can in that situation. I've agreed with you 10 times, right? That when you
Okay,
use a word,
do you think he wrote the book himself?
No. What the book? I bought the book. It's just the Quran with highlights.
Or do you think he wrote it himself?
It's not.
Honest, tell, hand on your heart. Do you think he wrote the book,
No, it's
knowing
not.
his language?
It's the book that I bought is the Quran. It's just the Quran. That's all it is.
No, it's not the Quran.
No,
The book he wrote with.
Did you buy it? Have you read it?
I've seen it. I've seen
You've
parts
seen
of
it?
it. I've seen. Why would I read a book by him?
I'm just asking you. 'cause
Yeah,
You're talking about a
but
book.
hand
you
on
don't
your
know
heart.
what it is.
Hand on your heart. Is he selling the Quran? He's not
Yes,
selling the Quran.
I
No,
bought it. I bought
no.
it.
Is it just Quran? Just Quran? Plain Quran?
Most of it, yeah, 99%.
No,
That's all I
Is there
found.
narrative in there?
No.
Is there a narrative
I
in there?
didn't find any narrative. It's only the
So
Quran.
he's selling the Quran.
Yes. And what
He's not
done is-
selling the Quran.
He is.
It's a book with verses of the Quran, and he's explaining. He's
No.
giving a commentary. You haven't seen the book
I
then?
have. I've
No,
got
you
it.
haven't
I've
seen the
got
book.
it.
I have seen. There's a commentary.
I-
He refers to commentaries. Do you think he's written the book?
Most of it, yeah. I didn't read it. I don't read.
I think we're not
flipped
getting
through it.
anywhere in
I
this.
flipped through it.
Okay.
But most of it, okay, it doesn't matter. Let's say this. Let's say this.
The point is, Nathan,
Most of it's the
the
Quran.
point is,
Most of it's the
Nathan,
Quran.
we've
It's
had a
not
very
pure
fruitful discussion,
90,
I hope. I really want you to contemplate over this. It is not hidden anymore. You as a Zionist cannot be seen backing someone like that. If you really want people to be, if you really want people to think sympathetically about your cause, okay, not that your cause is, very noble. Unfortunately, it's not very noble, okay, yeah. But if you really want people to think good of you, Zionists like you cannot be seen siding with people like Tommy Robinson, and you're openly siding with people like that. It doesn't. And you being a Jewish man, having known the Jewish history, and I've given plenty of examples as to why you cannot.
I do agree with, like I said,
Yeah.
and I'll say it again. Right, I think there is a problem with using the word Muslim.
Yes.
And I think the reason is, like I said many
Yeah,
times
because the
before,
elephant in the
is that
room is being.
No,
Yeah.
that's not the elephant in the room. Okay, he's dealing with issues that he's experienced. So forget about that.
So
And
it's
nothing to do
not
with Zion.
pedophilia has a problem with. It's not child abuse. It's Muslims doing it.
If somebody
It's just
steals-
Muslims.
If somebody steals from you, right,
Yeah.
and you complain about it.
Let's
I
agree.
can't say,
Let's
I can't
agree.
Say, hey, you're not worried about him stealing from him. You're only
So,
worried
so
about him
Nathan,
stealing from you.
so
It doesn't make
Nathan,
sense.
let's have an agreement. Listen. So it's the Muslims doing it the problem, not the act. The problem with him, he has a problem that only Muslims are. When Muslims do it is a problem, not when English, white, or British white men do it. It's not a problem. To him. Yeah. So you're agreeing with me?
Look, he is dealing with the issue that's in his
The
community.
issue, and what's the
In his
issue?
commu-
What's the issue?
in his
Muslim grooming
community,
gangs.
They're Muslim grooming
So when
gangs,
Muslims do it,
In
is a
his
problem.
community- No, because in his community, he's not dealing with the Catholic Church.
Okay.
That's why he's not complaining about the Catholic Church.
Okay.
If he had a problem with the Catholic Church, maybe he'd be complaining about the Catholic Church.
So
if somebody comes
okay.
and attacks you, you're going to complain about.
I
that
would
issue
accept your
because
reasoning.
That's your own
Nathan,
experience.
Nathan,
It's
I
not
would,
something to complain
Nathan,
about.
I would accept that reasoning if he was not talking about radicalization, if he was not talking about other Muslim issues, mosques going up, if he was not talking about, if he did not write a book on Islam, if he did not write a book on Islam, so if the problem was only grooming gangs and child abuse, all Muslims in Britain are with him. Okay, let me quickly state again. All Muslims in Britain are with him if he's talking about punishing child groomers, albeit Muslim. But he's not doing that. He wrote a book on Islam. Wait, no. He wrote a book on Islam. He wrote a book on radicalization. So the problem is Islam and Muslims, not grooming gangs. This is what you're failing to understand.
Look, he has many times spoken to Muslim clerics, and is that what they're called? I don't know.
Which cleric did he speak to?
He's spoken to
Which one?
names. I can't remember names.
He spoke to one a liar like himself.
Look, I don't
That
know who these people
that Tawhidi from Australia. He's an Islamophobe.
No,
Yeah, an
before that.
Islamophobe speaking to an Islamophobe.
No, before that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about before that.
Which imam did he speak to? I don't know.
I don't know these people's names.
Yeah.
They're people that don't agree with
The
him.
other imam he spoke to was Majid Nawaz, another
I'm not
Islamophobe.
talking about people that agree with him. I'm
Okay.
talking about people that don't agree with him. He's trying to have a dialogue. My point is.
No.
My point is.
Your defense is going too far. I
my
hope.
point is, he's not somebody that.
I wonder if you would defend someone like Henry Ford like that.
No, I just told you why, because it's conspiracy theories and things that are not true.
But these are also.
Tommy Robinson is dealing with things that are.
No, he's also a conspiracy theorist. Let me explain. He's also a conspiracy theorist when he goes to a neighborhood and says, in these houses you have potential terrorists. That's a conspiracy theory. Yes or no? Yes or no?
That I don't know.
Have you watched that video? Okay, go and watch it. Do you believe me? The video is there. When he went to Manchester and he said, in these houses you have potential terrorists.
Are
Okay.
there certain areas where there's more extremism? Was
What
it in that
are you
area?
talking about, man?
I'm
Are you okay? What are you talking about? You don't take areas and say there's more extremism in an area. Come on.
Are there areas that are more? I don't know. I'm asking you.
Extremists don't just get together in areas and start buying houses and start renting houses. This is how Nazis were talking about the Jewish people. They are in the ghettos. You know the ghettos, right? Yes. So you know all of this, all of these arguments. All of these arguments, people, supporters of Tommy Robinson Jews go back on the Jewish.
Nothing to do with Jews living in ghettos. Look, I don't know. That's what I said. I don't know anything about
Nathan,
that.
it was very nice talking to you, man. I don't know if we will fully agree,
I
but
can't-
nice
I can't
talking to
comment
you.
on something I don't know, but
Nice
what's the
talking to you. I hope you will think about it and reconsider your position on this man. Okay, he's only doing it for money.
I said,
Okay,
look,
he's only doing it for
Yeah,
money.
here's
And
the
I really hope all the people out there, English and non-English, Muslim and non-Muslim people, will watch this video and contemplate. The issue
you didn't
with
answer
him
what he should do.
is
Somebody-
he's being funded to hate on Islam and Muslims. His problem is not grooming gangs. We the Muslims of Britain are with every single English or non-English person on this. That all the groomers, whether they are white, Pakistani, Bengali, Jewish, Christian, Bengali, whatever they are, okay, all the groomers who are abusing children, they must be punished severely. We stand together on that. The problem is not that with these people, these hate mongers, these Islamophobes. The problem is they are peddling hate against Muslims, just like the Nazis were peddling against the Jewish people, and they committed a genocide. Okay, and I am very happy that we are in Britain. The British people are a lovely people, are a generous people. They have generally rejected this rhetoric. Otherwise, we the Muslims who are a minority, we would be in big problems. We are very thankful to the people of Britain for rejecting such narrative and such hateful language. Thank you so much for listening. Nathan, again, thank you very much. Again, I'm losing my voice. Okay.